Howdy, howdy, Zoodle here, and welcome to an update on our overview testing of the Doom Flayers. Now, when Doom Flayers first came out, we did do some basic testing against the Doom Flayers to see sort of how they stacked up to some of the other chariot units out there, particularly really the comparison was the Gorebeast chariot, and we ran them up against a number of scenarios. And now that the Doom Flayer has 20% less health, it has 20% less mass, and what else did it get nerfed? 20% less health, mass, and let's just take a look here. 20% less health, mass, and minus 10 armor. Jiminy Crickets, you know, I'm getting so old here. I always forget. Anyways, so as you can see, I have the video that I have up, and I want to compare the two. So I set up exact same tests, and I want to see the difference. Can we see the difference in mass? Can we see the difference in health in terms of how our units do? Can you know, our Longbeards, one unit of Longbeards could almost take them, but that was very, very close. Can one unit of Longbeards now win? Ah, son of a gun. See defeat. Wrong map. And battle. Of course, I've had this ready, and then I went and did something else, and then I came back and didn't have it ready. Glacial Lake, please. And here we go. Glacial Lake. Good, good. Let's go. The big thing I want to see is really the impact and how good do our miners do against the Doom Flayers. Now, Doom Flayers don't have a whole lot of melee defense, and they don't have fear or terror, so they should do alright. So I'm going to say here. Okay, now I want to go, and we're going to watch this. We get that there. Okay, and we can start the fight. I want to control it. And just, so, I mean, we'll see. Okay, so here's the view we've got. I just want to see. Okay, here we go. How these impact our miners. Okay, boom. So we'll go to the video, close, and we'll see first of all, how far do they go? It is crazy. You'll watch this crazy flipping
2 out of 3 get all the way through. So we'll watch here. Looks pretty close to the same. Hard to tell much of a difference, really.
They do where they do. Look at that. Jeez, Jiminy Crickets, that looks just
so
absolutely
we'll just
brutal.
I want to go closer to the end.
It doesn't look like they're going.
And I want to see if we can get
Doom. They
shoot. There we go. So we've got a health level. So our miners were able to take off health. 26 miners were killed, and we got the Doom Flayers down to 44 health. So let's see how the miners do in this season. Can they get them down to 4,400? Oh, they're already way lower. Okay, so here we go. There's that 20% health. They're already way lower than. Oh, there we go. 3,900 health. They only have 4,206, and you can see they had 4,419 after they killed the miners. So that 20% health reduction, already pretty big. So we'll just let this sort of go. The miners taking a chunk out of them, a little bit. We'll see. We'll end that battle. 20 losses with our miners. Sort of, we'll say, around that same.
It was pretty decisive defeat.
26, 28. Really is the same. So second battle, I think I bring 2 miners. Yeah, 2 miners. So we're going to see how these 2 miners do against the Doom Flayers.
Anything. But put them here.
And I'm just going to get it to the right spot, and then I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to get a live feed. There we go. So just do here. So they seem to get stuck with 2 miners. They didn't quite make it through. So we'll go get ourselves 2 miners and see how our 2 miner set. 1 miner didn't seem to make a whole lot of difference. Couldn't really tell. I couldn't tell the difference just by looking. So really, we'll be able to see on a couple of the tests the difference. Well, you can definitely see the difference in health in the Doom Flayer. They're just starting with a lot less health. Haven't been able to see the difference in
miners.
Okay, let's just see how far are these guys gonna get. one sort of skimmed along the side, but for the most part they're stuck. And you know, they're sort of going down. So we're going to pause this and go to the other side, see how they get through.
But yeah, when they do that little spinny move, they just chuck dwarves everywhere. And they seem to be able to get out. That like I think they struggle a little. Miners.
Okay, so our miners are 2 miners, get the Doom Flayers down to 2,000 health, and we lose 92 miners. So let's just see. Can we get the Doom Flayer down to 2,000 health-ish? You see, they're trying to get away, but they can't quite. So our miners are definitely getting some work done. Let me see. Okay, so Doom Flayer's down to 3,000. I'll really try and watch the miners and just see how the 2 groups of miners can do against these Doom Flayers. Looks like the miners think they're winning. And these Doom Flayers are definitely doing a lot more cycle charging this time around. Yeah, if they stay any amount of time, those miners are doing alright. These miners might win. No, they're not going to win. There's no way. If one routes, the other's routing right away. It's really close, though. Oh my god. So, we almost won. We got that Doom Flayer down to 702 health. In this case, we only got the Doom Flayer down to 2,000 health. And they have a legit...
Are going to put a chunk in them?
A legit shot.
Just not kill the model.
1,700. What is it?
Let's go. So, based on that, we should see that 3 miners can take them.
Yeah, legit shot. We're going to call that. Doom Flayer got 107 kills, so... that's really close. I'm going to call that definitely. You can see that difference. The testing we did, let me see here.
And, you know...
Yeah, we did testing with 3 miners and we won.
So we'll just watch.
We also did testing with...
You know,
okay, we did testing with 1...
we'll just see how they do. Of course,
Dwarf
they don't
Warrior.
have charge defense against large.
Okay, boom. So 1 Dwarf Warrior. Let's get that 1 Dwarf Warrior and we'll just see sort of what that looks like to get a frame of reference. Start the battle. We know 2 Dwarf Warriors can take out the Doom Flayers, I think is what it came out to, and 1 Longbeards just barely lost to the Doom Flayers. So, get that going.
Dwarf Warriors!
And
Very well.
get started. Okay, so we go over here, and I just want to see how far do they get. So 2 of them go right through. Is that going to be the same here? Not quite, hey. They sort of bogged up, so there is a little slight difference in mass that you can definitely notice. So I noticed it that time. Because this, yeah, they definitely went, 2 of them went right through.
They are a large entity.
And they're kicking the crap out of
They're
our
losing
Dwarf
right away,
Warriors.
but they're going to take a little bit of chunk of health out of that Doom Flayer.
They seem to be doing better.
Obviously better than 1 miner by quite substantially. Like one group of miners barely took a dent out of them at all. And you can see that these Dwarf Warriors really are doing much better, but they're much more expensive. I mean, that's a 500 gold unit. So,
how much health did that Doom Flayer have? There. Well, 3,600 health. So we're just going to let this play, and we'll see. I mean, that's starting with less health. Dwarf Warriors seem to be doing a little bit better in taking the total health. Like, let's just look. Did it get them down to half? No. Probably 60%-ish. And they're probably 60%. 2,600 already. 3,600, yeah. That 20% health reduction is a pretty big deal. Like, these Dwarf Warriors, I mean, they feel like the fight's even. I don't think they're going to win that. But they definitely got them to less than half health. It's 4206, 1900. Yeah, these guys didn't even get close to half health. That's a pretty big deal. 27 kills, 40 kills. So,
Not too bad. Not too bad. Why are you not fighting, you guys?
Our clans will shoot
Yeah,
us.
I would say that's alright.
Withdraw!
Got him down to 1800 health. Okay, so we're gonna end that battle. I definitely noticed the difference in that fight. So we want to go get... We know 2 Dwarf Warriors beat them. I just wanted to see if one
Took a dent out of them
Okay.
at all. These
Yeah.
Doom Flayers are very, very good, but it looks like they're taking a ton of...
here we go. This is the match that I want to see.
Longbeards battle.
So, I really want to see if we can see any difference in the... So, on film, our Longbeards are great weapons. Do you have charge defense against large? How do they do? So, we will just sort of get to the same position. I'll try and get the same camera angle, and I want to see if we see any difference in mass. See anything obvious? It looked like there was a difference. Let me see. Where is this? Okay, we'll just start the battle. Okay, and boom. Is that going to be about the same camera angle? I gotta come in a little bit closer. Okay. Yeah, that's close enough. Okay, so we'll see. So they make their first animation. I'm going to say they're halfway through. Oh, they don't even go close to as far. Yeah, and then they make their first animation. They're sort of 3 rows through. You can see, yeah, these guys are much farther, much farther. So in this fight, I'm just going
We'll
to
see how our group of Longbeards do, and our Longbeards should be able to hit them. It's real close.
It's really
I think
close.
I think
You can
the
see-
Flayers are gonna- nope. Longbeards are going to win.
It's so
They'll be
close
lost.
that they both get down right down to sort of, yeah, Longbeard's down to 1,000 health. Doom Flayers, whoops, they get really, really low. So that's very close. So let's see how this goes. Okay, these guys charging. Yes, so they're starting that weird, crazy animation of theirs.
Yes, Lord.
And we'll just let it play here. And see, they're trying to pull out of the Longbeards, but they can't pull out. They get stuck. That's actually really good. Now the Longbeards are definitely believe they're winning. Well, they got through them that time, but the Longbeards really feel like they're winning that fight. But they're getting cycle charged now. Yeah. If I stopped every time, I'd probably do a little bit better. Well, I'd probably do a lot better because I've charged defense against large. It's really close. Longbeards win this time. But did they cycle? Well, I would say the Longbeards win it. That's the key. Really, that is the key. The Longbeards won. It's close, and they actually killed one of the models. There's 2. They lost 2 models. And that's one of the things that was really hard because they were never losing models, right? So they'd have all 3 of their models. Like it was really close. They just weren't losing the models. Now it looks like they lost 2 out of 3 in that fight for Longbeards and lost the fight. Okay, who do I get next? Slayers. So
Combat here, and they think they're doing just fine against. They did kill 1 mob.
So Slayers, I have 14 Slayers left. They barely win. 14 Slayers barely win. So let's see. Now this should make for a better fight because they have 10 less armor. So the Slayers should actually do quite a bit better. They have less health and 10 less armor. So right here, the Slayers have what, 417 health left and 14 models. So let's see. Slayers should crush. Well, I wouldn't crush them, but they should have 1,000 health left over for sure. Because the Doom Flayers have less health, less armor, and less mass to pull through the Slayers. So we'll see.
Slayers!
Get going.
Attack!
Just let them fight. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Well, they they don't have any problem going through Slayers, but they're not exactly densely packed, are they? I want to see if they get kill any of their models. And boom. Okay. So yeah, 1800 health left. They have all three of their models, but I would say compared to 417 health left and 14 models, they have 31 models, had no problem. Okay. Let's just see what else I
and they
tested.
managed to get the job done. So killed them up, no problem.
Yeah.
You can see that didn't kill. I don't. We took a bit of
Did
damage.
do the
on them,
giant
but
slayers, I
as soon as those
believe.
things stop at all, you can see how fast their health just absolutely tanks.
Okay. So the giant slayers killed one model and got down to 3200 health, 52. The giant slayers, like really, took the giant slayers down to half health almost. Let's get some giant slayers in here. And this is where we should see the biggest difference. Okay? Because the giant slayers will kill them, should kill them even faster. And they have less mass, so they can't just run through the giant slayers quite as effectively. Okay, so we're gonna see. What did I get for this? Giant slayers, 3200 health left when the battle was done. And we're gonna say it took what, 5910?
Slayers! I know!
Boom. 4200 and got it done. No, same amount, 5910, but they have 4200 versus 3200 for the giant slayers. 55 models versus 52 models. So definitely a major improvement, I would say, to the fight. Now, is that going to make? That's going to make a lot of difference. Now, Doomflayers are still going to be rough against the Dowie because you can't hit the damn things, right? They have a very small hitbox, and we really showed that. I think, what did we have? Yeah, we had like a bunch of different artillery sort of going after them, and we just couldn't hit them. And we were trying different ways, like different artillery, to hit them. Now, those artillery are going to be a lot more effective now that the Doomflayers have less health. You know, where we had, what is this? These guys could not, because they couldn't get rid of them. That's the problem. They couldn't knock their health down fast enough. So, yeah, I would say the jury is in. Doomflayers are going to be a lot more manageable. Now, the problem, you know, you're still going to have a problem with a Doomflayer build, like the one Dr. Krumpenstein brought against me. It's still a viable tournament legal build. You know, bringing 2 Doomflayers, the Dwarf Thing Menace, the Wheels of Doom, and then he had Icket Claw, right? Icket Claw, and he had him on a Doom wheel, right? Wheels of Doom, Dwarf Thing Menace, Doomflayers, and another Doomflayer. Like that core of the build is still going to be really hard to deal with, but the Doomflayers having 20% less health and not being to be able to pull through quite as good as that is going to make pretty big difference. So you're still going to see this build, this core of build as the Dowie. It's still going to be strong, so you still got to be able to deal with it. The next sort of, I think, scary build that you got to deal with is Natty Bubo Sharpshooters and 2 Warplock Jezzails. I have a game I need to cast where a Dowie player goes up against this configuration. Not all the Doomflayers, but the Warplock Jezzails and Natty Bubos. These 3 focusing down a target are unbelievable. They're absolutely crushing. Yeah, really crushing. So what I might take a look at these guys at some point, but I just wanted to have a really quick look at the Doomflayers and see where they were at. Clearly,
The nerfs have made a pretty big difference. You know, 2 units of miners can at least muck them up. Now, if someone's cycle charging them actively, they're going to have a lot harder time, but they don't pull through units nearly as easily. And if they get caught by a unit that can do a lot of damage, they will really get it done, because these units are still Skaven, right? These Doom Flayers are still Skaven. They only have 60 leadership. They don't cause fear and terror, so, you know, hopefully they come into a really nice spot where they're tough to fight against. You see them a lot as the Dowie, but you can deal with them, you know, with good play and good picks. So, anyways, I just wanted to put together a quick video looking for those changes to the Doomflayer, how much of a difference it would make to the Dowie, because really, I mean, you see the Doomflayer everywhere, but we're going to keep seeing it as the Dowie, so I wanted to see really what kind of difference it is. Love to hear from you. Have you played against the new Doomflayers yet? What do you think of the nerfs to the Doomflayers? Do you think they were enough? Do you think they were too much? I would absolutely love to hear from you. I always ask for comments because I love comments. It's my favorite part of doing this, so I look forward to hearing from you. With that said, I will see you soon.